Hi, and welcome to the last video in how to develop a portfolio website series. In this video, we're going to learn how to add a sticky header to this portfolio page. And what that means is when we scroll down, we're going to have a sticky header up top with the title, the name of the designer, as well as the contact me button so it can follow you as you scroll down. So this is really handy for bigger screen sizes, such as tablet or desktop. As you know from our last videos, we added a sticky footer on a mobile screen size. This means that no matter where you scroll on your phone, the contact me button will always be at the bottom. Now let's take care of this contact me button at the top on bigger screen sizes. So in order to do this, we need to first add some styles and then use jQuery to turn off and on the styles once we start scrolling. So let's go to our index.html. And as you may recall, we have our header within a header background and a header hero. Now before we start adding styles, I'd like to add a couple of things. We have a header title that I recently added, and let's also add a header button. Now, the way I'm naming these is the BEM CSS methodology. This is great for when you're using Sass, and I'll show you exactly why in just a second. And then we also have a class called header -- sticky. Make sure to note that I'm using dashes here and then underscores here. Underscores are when you're using an element of a component, such as the button, which is an element of the header component. And then dash is a modifier. So you have a normal header and then you have a modified version of the header, which is sticky. So let's add that in our styles. We have header. And we can also add, we have a title right there, display none. I added this in between videos because I noticed that we're using this ID tag, and it's pretty hard to override without using the important declare thing because the ID tag overrides no matter how specific your class is. So let's take this out and we'll still see a display none. Perfect. However, we do want the title to display when we turn on the sticky modifier or header sticky class. So before we do that, let's add button, and then header button, header title, header container. Perfect. And now we also have header sticky. Now the sticky header is going to have an absolute or a fixed, not an absolute, a fixed positioning at the top. So in order to do that, we need to go to its parent, which is, we're not going to do a header background, we're going to do body. So let's go to body, which should be in our typography, I believe. Yep, in our typography, and simply do position relative. Perfect. Save that. Let's go in here and do position fixed, and do top 0, left 0, width 100%. Okay, and now we are seeing that it is sticky. And let's add a white background. Background white. See what that looks like. Perfect. And I'm not liking the padding. I think it's too big from right here. So what we're going to do here is, it's right here, the container padding. So what we're going to do here is go in here and we have sticky, and then we're going to add a header within this, and we're going to go into container and have a padding of just 1 rem all around, narrows it down quite a bit, and we're going to display block the title. So we're going to add a display block. Perfect. But as you can see, it's all just kind of lined up to the right because we have in our header container, I believe, justify flex end. So let's actually move this below our media. I know it's not the right way to do things, but in this case, this is a very small project. This should work. So in our container, we are going to do, let's see, justify content, space between. Let's see how that looks. Looking really good. And now I can see that this is all aligned to the top. I want to center that up. So we can do align items, center. Perfect. And I'm not liking the shadow here, but I'd rather add a subtle shadow to the actual header. So I like looking at material designs box shadows. So you can just Google material design box shadow. And there's a great pen on CodePen by Samuel Thornton. We can go here. And I want to get this, not the hover one, but before you hover, this subtle one. That's card 1. What we can do is simply copy this. And we're going to simply put that in the header sticky. Perfect. Now you see this subtle kind of gradient. And I'm liking it quite a bit. The only thing is when this happens, it kind of overlaps the underlying header background area as well as the hero area. It kind of puts it all up to the top. Ideally, we want some space in this area. So what we can do is give this body a class of is scrolled. Is scrolling. And then go to our SCSS, collapse these by pressing Command 1 and do is scrolling. And simply do margin top. And then let's do 0 for now. Let's see the exact measurement this header is in. So we can go to our header sticky, go to computed. We have 88, which is 1.5. Let's be specific. Let's do 88 pixels on the top. Perfect. Looking much better. We can actually do 5.5 rem, see how that looks. It's the same, perfect. I'm still not liking the width, so let's do 6.5. No, that's too much. 5.5 is actually exactly that. All we need to do now is add some jQuery and tell JavaScript to turn on this class of sticky as well as the body class of is scrolling whenever we scroll down past a couple of pixels. So what we need to do now is simply get the jQuery CDN. Ideally, for an actual project, you'd also want to download jQuery and have a fallback that's actually a local fallback, not fetching jQuery from somewhere else like Google's speed libraries. But this is a very small project, and for the purpose of this YouTube tutorial, we don't really need to do that. So let's just simply copy this jQuery snippet and go to our head and comment out jQuery and simply paste it. Now let's add a new file under assets, new folder, call it JS. Within JS, we're going to name a new file, call it main.js. Cool. So, and let's fetch that at the bottom, right before a body text or closing body tag. So let's do script. Again, I'm using Emmet. It used to be called Zen coding, but yeah, it really speeds up your workflow. You might have noticed throughout this whole series, I haven't had to type out anything really the whole way. I just do a couple letters and it shows you, and you press tab and really it writes it out for you. So anyway, we're going to assets.js and main.js. Okay, first thing we need to do is do a function. And just make sure it works. So we're going to do console log, say, hey YouTube, perfect. Let's see if this works. So we're going to just go to our console. Perfect. Saying, hey YouTube. Awesome. So first we need to fetch the kind of window script, or the element for window. So we're going to, so we can kind of target that. So $, and we're going to do window. Perfect. And outside of window, we're going to do scroll. So you're going to look at whenever the user scrolls, we're going to do something. And that's where we're going to, let's close this off first. That's where we're going to do function. And now we get to do something. So we're going to do if the window scrolls more than a couple, whatever X pixels, then do this. So we need to include that if statement. So if this, which is referring to this thing right here, window, scrolls from the top say more than 48 inches, 48 pixels. So if the window scrolls from the top more than 48 pixels, this is what we're going to do. Let's do, we're going to target header and we're going to add class to header. Oops, not underscore, it's modify. Keep that in mind. Perfect. And we're going to add body class. To the body, add class is scrolling. Perfect. And we're also going to do an else statement. So if it's not below 48 pixels, this is what we're going to do. Copy this. Actually going to remove class. One thing I forgot is these parentheses right here. Hopefully that clears that up. Okay, so I believe it's a matter of syntax, so I just need to add strings around here. Perfect. Let's see if this works. Perfect. See that? It's really cool, right? But you'll see that there is a pretty big jump when we scroll down. There's this big jerk, and the background image kind of jumps down. So what we're going to do now is go to BEM CSS and go to scrolling. Let's do 6. Still too much. Let's do 8. Let's do 8.5. Perfect. Beautiful. Now the only thing is this kind of jerk reaction thing. So what we can do here is under header. Now this is in the header background. So well, sticky header background. The background position should be center. Let's do 8.5 REM, which is exactly this right here. Actually, this should be under is scrolling because that is applied to the body. Let's see if that works. No, it should be negative 8.5. Perfect. And there you have it. That's how you add a sticky header to your website. And I think it's 448. That's way too short for it to start tracking. Let's do maybe 480. I'd like it for the sticky header to show when we're past this hero image. See if we got any close. Oh, we got pretty close. Yeah, that looks even better. And yeah, I'm really liking it. And there you have it. That's how you develop a landing page and portfolio for a designer. So I hope you got a lot out of this. And I'm going to be doing a lot more development tutorials as well. For those of you that don't know, I have a small landing page myself called sketchvids.xyz. You can actually sign up here and you'll get a few things. You'll get access to all the sketch files that I use on my YouTube channel, behind the scenes for sketch projects, as well as I'll be kind of checking in every once in a while and asking you guys how you guys are liking the videos and what you'd like to watch. And a few months ago, I asked you guys exactly that, and I got an overwhelming response of doing more development videos. So I'm definitely going to focus a lot more attention on development, as well as doing design tutorials on Sketch, and I'm looking at Figma now as well. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel, as well as go to sketchvids.xyz and sign up to get access to sketch files, as well as a couple of surveys to help really watch content that you want to watch. So thanks again. I'll see you in the next one.